It's Rob DeBoer with your Friday Fitness Tip from Pruvit, coming to you from the South Carolina coast. Super privileged and excited to bring you part 2 of this series called Understanding Energy. Last week, if you recall, we explained what energy is, how it's not created, it's not destroyed, it's transferred. It's not a stimulant, it's not a micronutrient, also known as a vitamin or mineral. It's a macronutrient that's got a caloric energy yield, so it can be measured. In other words, a protein, a carbohydrate, a fat, or even a ketone has a caloric value associated to it. Perhaps most telling is that energy, real energy that your body requires, and without it, it would cease to exist, is measured in the blood. And it's measured in the one of two energy sources, blood ketones or blood glucose. So understand, with all these products, all these adaptogens, all these antioxidants, all of these products that claim to provide better energy, understand if they don't have a caloric energy value, they're not energy at all. Now, that's not to discount, but it is important that when you consume products, when you consume food, when you consume quote-unquote energy, that you know where it's coming from. And again, it's coming from one of two sources. Both can be measured in your blood, blood glucose, blood ketones. So why does that matter? Why should you care? Well, real quick, we're going to introduce you to a very scientific sounding term, but it's the driver of everything you know on a day-to-day basis. And it's called your mitochondria. Fancy word, I just tell people it's the cell engine. So every cell in your body has a mitochondria except for red blood cells. But every cell can work better, that engine can perform more, can work more efficiently when fueled properly. Well, therein lies the million-dollar question. How can we better fuel the engines in every one of the cells in our body except for the red blood cells, which don't contain the mitochondria? Well, we can feed them ketones, and there's one of two ways to do that. Right? We can do it through dietary restriction. We can create them endogenously, endo meaning inside our body, by eliminating carbs, instituting starvation, basically forcing our body to produce them by breaking down body fat and converting them to this cleaner, more efficient fuel source. I liken it to electricity for the Tesla car. Very few emissions created to the environment, much more efficient than gasoline. That's what the ketones represent. So you can get them endogenously, or what people are now finding, exogenously, exo from the outside of your body. And we introduce you to Keto OS, our ketone operating system. So it doesn't matter what diet you're on. It doesn't matter what vitamins, what minerals you're taking, what antioxidants, what adaptogens. None of that matters at the level that ketones matter as it relates to the engine in your body. The engine in every cell that is responsible for everything. Fighting off a cold, fighting off, getting better sleep. Everything happens based on the ATP, the adenosine triphosphate, the fancy word for cellular energy, and it all happens at the cellular level in that engine called the mitochondria. So, the question and really the lesson for today, how do we get our mitochondria, how do we fuel our cell's engine better with a single product? See, I think that's what's so powerful about Pruvit's Keto OS product, is it really does touch so many demographics. People ask that question all the time. Well, would this be good for someone with? Would this be good for someone with? Would it be good for someone this old or this old? What about the elite athlete? What about the everyday average person? Let me ask you this. Do they have cells? Do their cells have engines called mitochondria? The answer is yes. Well, we have a product that makes those engines run better. Run better than what they can get from food. Run better than what they can get from a supplement. And so the answer is yes, it's for everyone. It touches every demographic in a profound way. Guys, that's your Friday Fitness Tip from Pruvit for this week. Stay tuned. Next week we'll continue the conversation. We'll explain in depth the best resources to find and feed that mitochondria. Thanks guys, have a great weekend.